More revelations concerning the moon movements and the water tides on Earth. Let's remember it's not just the ocean tides, it's also the land tides, even the land moves. Now the moon's orbit, from what NASA is warning us, the wobble in the lunar orbit could fuel flooding surge on Earth. The moon's orbit mysteriously changing, and that wobble effect could fuel a surge in flooding over the next decade. NASA explains. The study conducted by the NASA Sea Level Change Team at the University of Hawaii says a regularly occurring change in the moon's orbit around the Earth will raise ocean water levels along the coasts, and they published their results in the scientific journal Nature Climate Change. The researchers say the so-called wobble in the moon's orbit is part of an 18.6-year cycle recorded as far back as 1728. During half of the cycle, the moon creates lower high tides and higher low tides, and the other half creates higher high tides and even lower low tides. That cycle is expected to peak in the mid-2030s and will occur after UN scientists have already forecasted record sea levels. This particularly impacts high tides, adding roughly an extra 50 centimeters, that's a foot and a half, rise above the daily average high tide. NASA said in half of the moon's 18.6-year cycle, Earth's regular daily tides are suppressed. High tides are lower than normal, and low tides are higher than normal. And they said in the other half of the cycle, tides are amplified, high tides get higher, low tides get lower, global sea levels rise, push higher tides in only one direction, which will be higher. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. And let's remember this was basically only discovered about 1750s. So the author, the half of the 18.6-year cycle counteracts the effect of sea level rise on high tides, and the other half increases that effect. Author on the NASA study, William Sweet, said the combination of the moon's orbit wobble and rising sea levels is sort of a double whammy. That could mean coastal communities are likely to expect even greater flooding than they might otherwise in coming years unless they adapt and fortify their shorelines. NASA's Sea Level Change Team lead Ben Hamilton said communities and urban planners need to plan for more extreme flooding in the future. Commenting on the report, NASA Administrator Bill Nelson said, low-lying areas near the sea level are increasingly at risk and suffering due to the increased flooding, and it will only get worse. The combination of the moon's gravitational pull, rising sea levels, the climate change will continue to exacerbate coastal floodings on our coastlines and across the world. The NASA Sea Level Change Team is providing crucial information so that we can plan, protect, and prevent damage to the environment and people's livelihoods affected by the flooding. The space agency said that the moon's wobble will cause a leap in flooding numbers on almost all U.S. mainland coasts, Hawaii, and Guam. It said only far northern coastlines, including Alaska's, will be spared for another decade or longer because these land areas are rising due to long-term geological processes. The area is inflating by the magma underneath. NASA has already also released a new projection tool which could help save lives and livelihoods by showing the threat of rising sea levels anywhere in the world. An online world map uses new data to show the impact of sea levels on different areas depending on a range of global emission trajectories. So that's what NASA just came out recently with. This is by Callum Hoare Express UK. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.